This is Jarrod Horak, and the big horse racing news of the week is the sudden retirement of training legend D. Wayne Lukas due to failing health. And Lukas was a huge part of horse racing for decades. And I was very young when I first started following horse racing in Maryland in 1980. And I remember Angel Cordero and Wayne Lukas were co-public enemies #1 after Codex carried out Kentucky Derby winning filly Genuine Risk, possibly costing her the win in the Preakness that year. I was a big fan of Genuine Risk. I still have her pedigree hanging on the wall in my office. That controversy did seem to drag on forever, but I didn't stay mad at Cordero or Lukas for long. And I remember Lukas shipping horses from New York and California to run in stakes races in Maryland, and he did have much success over the years, especially in the 80s and 90s. Now, Tank's Prospect was one of my early Lukas Preakness scores back in 1985. And some of my other favorite Lukas horses and moments: Criminal Type. In 1990, I had him in the Pimlico Special at Pimlico, and I went right back to Lukas in the 1991 Pimlico Special with Runaway. And 1991 was definitely a fun year in racing. It marked the beginning of the American Championship Racing Series in the handicap division. Unfortunately, that series would not last long. 1991 was the best year for that series by far. And here's a picture of me on the backstretch wearing my American Championship Racing Series shirt back in the day. Now, horses earn points for finishing in the top 3 and participating in the series. Races like the Don Handicap at Gulfstream, the Big Cap at Santa Anita, the Oaklawn Handicap, the Pimlico Special, the Pacific Classic. Other big races were part of the series as well, and the races were televised on ABC. So it was always fun each Saturday to watch those big races. And winning horses in the series included Farmaway, Beston, Jolie's Halo, Marquetry, Best Pal, Black Tie Affair, In Excess as well. And In Excess was one of my favorites of all time. And classic winners Unbridled and Summer Squall, they also participated in that series. Now, Lukas trainee Farmaway did end up earning the most points in that series in 1991 and received the $750,000 bonus. And that was also the beginning in horse racing of the simulcast wagering era. They were good times for sure. Now, Timber Country was my Derby horse in 1995. He finished 3rd behind another Wayne Lukas runner, Thunder Gulch, that year. And then I played Timber Country back in the Preakness Stakes, and he did win the Preakness as the favorite. He defeated the local hope, Oliver's Twist. And then Thunder Gulch was 3rd, and Thunder Gulch would go on to win the Belmont Stakes. That means that Lukas settled all 3 winners of the Triple Crown Series this year, with Thunder Gulch winning the Derby and the Belmont, and Timber Country winning the Preakness Stakes. Now, Serena's Song was one of my favorite Lukas horses. That one won many stakes races over the years, including a pair of stakes wins in Maryland, the Grade 2 Black Eyed Susan Stakes in 1995, the Grade 3 Pimlico Distaff in 1996. Now, Lukas was partly responsible for me starting my racing career, and the year was 1996, and I played a superfecta in the Kentucky Derby that year. I threw out Unbridled Song and Skip Away. I keyed Grindstone over 5 other horses, and Lukas trainee Grindstone defeated Bob Baffert runner Cavanier by a nose. And then Lukas also finished 3rd in the Derby that year with Prince of Thieves. And I had to sweat out a photo for 4th place between Halo Sunshine and Unbridled Song. I did not have Unbridled Song at all, so I needed Halo Sunshine at 28-1 to finish 4th. The racing gods were definitely smiling down on me that day because I was able to get both of those photos. Grindstone winning by a nose, Halo Sunshine by a nose, just finishing 4th. So I hit the superfecta, bought my first computer, and began my foray into the racing industry. And I started covering the Preakness Stakes as part of the Racing Press in 2018. And Lukas has been there many years since then in the stakes barn. And I'm going to share some of my favorite photos of Lukas and his horses when I saw them at Pimlico covering the Preakness Stakes. Now, this is one of my favorite shots. I have a shot of Bravazzo here, and he was the 2018 Preakness runner-up. He was getting to Justify in the late going, and I had the Exacta, the Trifecta, and the Superfecta that year. And then Bravazzo would go on to hit the board in multiple big races, including the Grade 1 Haskell. He was 2nd. The Grade 1 Travers, he was 3rd. The Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, he finished 4th. And then the Grade 1 Clark, he ended up finishing 2nd there. And here's a photo of Sporting Chance. He won the Grade 1 Hopeful in 2017. He was 6th in the Preakness Stakes that year, in 2018 actually. And so in 2017, he won the Hopeful. He ran in the Preakness Stakes in 2018 along with Bravazzo, and Sporting Chance ended up finishing 6th. Now in this photo, From 2018, Lukas is watching one of his runners arrive at Pimlico, exiting the horse trailer. And then he ran Market King in the 2019 Preakness Stakes. And here is a photo of Lukas with that runner. That horse is still in training. He's won 11 races in his career. He's in the claiming ranks now. He recently did win a race on June 10th. And here's another shot of Lukas in the barn area. So I was able to get some decent shots of Lukas covering the Preakness Stakes over the last few years. And Lukas has had such a lasting impact in horse racing. His vast accomplishments will be remembered forever. And that'll do it for this video. I just wanted to speak a little bit about Lukas. He's been in racing for as long as I can remember, as long as I've been covering racing, and for the Triple Crown Series for many years. Just won't be the same without him in there. And like, comment, and share these videos if you like them. Subscribe to my channel as well. It's free to subscribe. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races.